Okay guys, so welcome back to another video. So this time we'll be going over the Ultimate Rare cards for Ultra Gold Mission 6, which will be coming out on the 12th of January, so only about a week away, so yeah, pretty hype. So you can see on the left here, this is like the promo anime stuff, and then on the right this is like Dragon Ball GT stuff. So on the left we have Xeno and Gogeta in the Limit Breaker form. On the right we have just the regular Gogeta GT in Super Saiyan 4. So yeah, pretty cool. So we actually have 8 Ultimate Rare cards this time, which is I guess pretty standard. So let's go through them now. So first of all we have Hirudegarn, which is pretty cool. So this is actually only the second Hirudegarn card in the game, and the first Ultimate Rare one as well. I believe the first one was like a campaign card. I think it was maybe mission 7 of the original Super Dragon Ball Heroes missions. But yeah, pretty cool to see him again. And he has a new attack as well, which is cool. And his main ability, so when he attacks, it just is normal. He can do a super attack, but when he's in the support area, for every enemy attacker, the enemy will lose basically 2,000 power times the amount of enemy attackers, right? So if the enemy has 7 enemy attackers, that's 7 times 2,000. That's minus 14,000 power for every attacker, right? So the more attackers they have, the more power they'll lose, which is pretty good. And for every enemy supporter, the enemy supporters will lose 1,000 guard. So that's not as good. It's more the power, but yeah, he's definitely pretty good. Okay, pretty cool card. Next we have Super Saiyan 4 Goku GT. So he has a lot of ultimate rare cards. This I guess version of Goku. And doing the Dragon Fist. So this is the move he used to kill Ice Shenron. So it's pretty cool to see it in the game. And he finally has HD model as well, which is really hype. It took him ages to do it, but finally he got one, which is nice. So he's an elite type. HD is pretty good. So this super attack, it does have 8 energy for its cost, which is quite high, unfortunately. But oh well. He has a sparking as his card action ability, and the extra effect is that your team's hero energy is increased by 5, so that's really not bad. That's pretty good. He's a unit with a Vegeta GT and Gohan GT for 2 energy, and this makes it so all these three I guess characters can use the super attack that round, which is pretty good. I mean, because it does have quite a high energy cost built in, but this can kind of get around that somewhat. His main ability is pretty simple. Whenever he activates his super attack, just this one here, the enemy group that he's attacking will have the damage that they take doubled from then on. So it's pretty good. Again, the only thing is that the high cost of a super attack makes it hard to, I guess, activate, but the unit can kind of, circumvent that somewhat. So yeah, definitely not a bad card, and really cool. That's amazing art right there. So yeah. Okay, next we have Gogeta GT. So lots of classic cards, which is pretty cool. This mission. So doing the elbow to Omega Shenron, pretty cool. So he's a Berserker. He's got a new attack, the Ultimate Punisher, for 7 energy. And he's got, for his card action ability, he's got the Bedrock Crash. And the extra effect is that with this attack, he'll do double the normal damage, and also make the enemy's CI speed faster. So it's pretty good. He's got a unit with Trunks GT and Pan for 1 energy, so already cheap. And what it does is increases all your team's guard by 1,000. So pretty weak effect, but just the fact that it's 1 energy is pretty nice, And this guy's actually pretty strong, I think. So his main ability, so there is actually kind of a negative built in for this. So the negative is that you can't get any hero energy from abilities if he's in your team, which is like, I guess, a negative. But in return for that, all your team's power level will be increased by 50%. And if Pan's in your team, it'll be even more. So at least 2 times you'll think, right? But who knows? Could be even more than that. And if he goes into support at any round, then at the end of that round, all your team's ki will be restored by 50%. So definitely, pretty good. He's quite a supportive hero, or character, which is quite surprising for him. But yeah, he's really good still. I think it's actually going to be one of the strongest cards of the set. So yeah, and just these cool cards, classic characters, it's really cool. Okay, now we're on to the promo anime stuff. So this is Goku and the Ultra Instinct sign, and he's a hero type. This is the move he used to defeat Kefla. That's pretty cool. See that? Well, it's not a new attack for in the game, but it's a new attack for this, I guess, costume of Goku, right? That's pretty cool. He's got a summon, so you can summon Aeos in her Power of Time Unleashed form on the second round, and she'll do her attack. And then the extra effect is that the enemy's hero energy can't be, well, they basically can't get any hero energy from their power level, which is pretty good. But it is kind of late again because the earliest you can activate it is on the second round. So that means, the earliest will be the third round onwards that the enemy can't get hero energy from their power level. But that's kind of late, bro. So I'm not sure. It's still nice to have it, but I think it's a bit. If it was the first round, it'd be a lot better, I think, right? His main ability is also kind of underwhelming in a bit, in a little way, but anyways. So when he goes into support, the 3 enemies with the most power will have all their ki reduced to 0, and they'll be really weak to ki damage for that round. And also, if you have at least 5 ally supporters in any round, then during that round, all the enemy's damage will be reduced by 70%, which is a decent amount. But 5 supporters, that's tough, man, because that's at the most you can have 2 attackers, right? With 5 supporters, so that's kind of I mean, you really can't do that much with only 2 guys. Like if it was if you could have 3 attackers, so 4 supporters and 3 attackers, that would be a lot better. But and especially in the meta these days, you don't really see that any decks really that have 1 or 2 guys in attack really, because there's not much point now. You don't really need to put the guys into support these days that much. So it's a bit. I don't say it's a bad card, just a bit. I don't know. I think it's hard to use. Like the benefits you get from putting guys into support, etc., are just not really worth it, I think. But I mean, it's still cool. Cool art at least. Now we have, which I think is probably the strongest card of these 8 at least. We have a Vegeta Zeno. So like the Goku's GT, he finally got a HD model. This is the Limit Breaker version, of course, of Vegeta Zeno. So yeah, really cool. And yeah, art's amazing, man. That's amazing. That's so good, bro. And Berserker, I got the Super Final Shine attack for only 4 energy, which is really, really low cost. And the super attack is a very high damaging attack. So that's a bargain. That's really good. And then on the second round onwards, if you have a hero avatar on your team, he'll summon Goku, and then they'll fuse into Gogeta and do their attack and do some damage. And then from then on, you can use the burst, and you'll steal 1 hero energy when you activate it. So that's pretty good, But his main ability is pretty amazing. So at the start of every round, he'll go back to full 100% ki. So every turn he'll basically have full ki, which is really solid. And he can't get stunned either. So basically always immune to stun. It's also really good. And when he attacks, all the enemies he's attacking, like the group he's attacking, will have their guard nullified for the rest of the battles. That's during his attack and after that, until the end of the round. That's really good. And if he's fused into Gogeta Zeno, then he'll also ignore the damage reduction. So if he's fused, he's ignoring guard and damage reduction, which is really, really strong, man. And he's a berserker as well, so he's going to do lots of damage, So he's a bit of a beast. He's really good, Okay, next we have one of the new, I guess, not a new character, but new form. This is the Dark King Demigra. So, yeah, so the third Dark King, actually, because first we had the original one, which was Mech Kabura. Then we had Few, and now Demigra. So, who knows? We might even get a 4th, who knows? But kind of, not bad. Some-wise, I think it's okay. I'm not a huge fan of him, but he's alright, I guess. He's a lead type. HP is really good, And he's got, this is the Chaotic Race, I think. Raise. For 6 hero energy, so yeah, middle of the road, I guess. He's got an ultimate energy. And the extra effect is, first of all, it does 50% 50% more damage than standard. And if the enemy team has 0 hero energy, then he'll also ignore their guard and damage reduction with his attack. So yeah, definitely can do some good damage potentially, which is nice. Also, he's got a unit with Margin Robel and the Omega Shenron Xeno for 2 hero energy. And what it does is that means you can't have your energy lowered apart from units, right? So it's pretty good. And that's for the rest of the battle. So that's definitely a strong effect, you know. Good stuff. His main ability. So when he goes into attack, I'm not entirely sure about the wording of this because it says you become it becomes hard to stun. I'm not sure if that's just for this card or for your whole team. If it's your whole team, that's really good. But either way, it's all nice effect. And also, you'll lower the enemy's hero energy times the number of enemy supporters. So if they have no enemy supporters around, then nothing will happen. But if they have like 3, then that's -3 energy. It's pretty good, not bad. And when he attacks, based on how little hero energy the enemy has, his power and damage will be multiplied. So if they have no hero energy, then that's the highest, I guess, boost he'll get, right? But if they have 10, he probably won't get much at all, right? So yeah. Really, I mean, he can lower the enemy's hero energy by himself, potentially. But if they don't have any enemy supporters, then it won't work, right? So it might be a good idea to have like another card that can lower the hero energy as well. Or to stop them getting it in the first place will also be a way to do it, That way he'll get more out of it, They're definitely good. Not bad. Then we have Martin Nobel, also in like a new form. Now it does say she has a new, I guess, form name, which is I believe it's the Dark Factor or Dark Gene Absorption, which I'm not sure if it's the same form that Toa had when Fu became the Dark King, but she didn't get a new form name when she got that form, so I'm not sure if it's the same thing, but anyways, she's got 2 new horns, and yeah, pretty cool. Elite type, he's got the Elegance Rain for energy, so again, low cost, which is nice. He's got a double super attack. An extra effect is that her and the partner's damage at their attack will be lowered by 30%, which is pretty good. And if her partner is the Dark King Demigra, then it'll be increased. So who knows? Potentially, like some people saying 90%, which would be pretty good, but who knows, right? But it's definitely better than 30%, which is nice, It's got a unit with Dark King Demigra and Mega Shenron Xeno for 1 energy, so really low. It's actually a broken, I say broken, but like really, really strong unit. There's only 1 energy, right? And what it does, it makes all the enemies extremely weak to key damage, and you do more key damage. Your entire team does more key damage themselves. So that's going to be a lot of stun guys, which is for 1 energy is pretty damn cheap. That's really good. Yeah, and main ability is also really strong. So at the start of the battle, all the enemies' key will be halved, and their charge impact speed will be permanently increased by a lot, which is just that alone is really good, And also, if she attacks with either Majin Demigra or Dark King Demigra, and she wins her charge impact to attack the enemy, then she'll get 1 hero energy, which is pretty nice, and your team's HP, will be recovered by 2,000 times the number of enemy attackers. So if there's 7 enemy attackers, and she manages to activate this, then that's 14,000 HP that she's regaining, which is pretty damn insane. Now it is regaining, so you can't like increase your maximum HP, just the HP that you've lost, but that's still really good, and that's like potentially like massive longevity. It's really good. I think she might be the second strongest after Vegeta, but yeah. And lastly, we have maybe the weakest. It's more he's just disappointing. Anyway, this is the Mega Shenron Zeno. So art's actually pretty cool, got all the other Shadow Dragons in the back, which is pretty nice. And his hero type. Now he does have the same attack as before, which is the Void Energy Flare. For 8 energies, again, really high, which is annoying. He got the Dark Dragon X for his card action ability. And this is actually a pretty good effect. This lowers the enemy's power and guard to 1, and also their key to 0. So it's really good. But I say it's quite good against like a boss, like a computer mission, right? But it's still, still a good effect nonetheless. Then he's got a unit with Ice Shenron Zeno and Nova Shenron Zeno. Fixed 6 hero energy, and this is a revival unit. So if you activate this and then you basically get fainted, you'll revive with 1,000 HP, which is I mean revival units aren't used at all really these days, because there's so many cards that can just stop them from activating. Like Aeos is the biggest one, but you just don't see them at all like these days, right? So, and the fact that their members are Shenron Zeno and Nova Shenron Zeno instead of like Robel and Demigra, it just makes it even like less less good, Yeah. As main ability, so during the first round, the enemy team can't, well, basically get almost no key from the support area, and also their power level can't go above 7,000. So it's not a bad ability by any means. It's just that there's another card in the game, a Trunks card that does a very similar ability. But instead of 7,000, he makes it so they can't go above 5,000. So that's better already, And he also makes their CA speed faster, which I think is better than the support area effect this guy has. So, and plus, like, the unit's kind of trash, and I don't know, like, for a new card, because that Trunks card is like, I think it's like 6 years old now. So, yeah, after 6 years, this card's like not even as good. It's a bit weird, but yeah. So he's probably the one to that you want the least, right? Like if you pull this guy, you're probably like, oh, really, yeah. I'd say the three strongest are probably the Robel, Demigra, and the Vegeta Zeno, and I think also this Gogeta is pretty good too. Yeah. So that was it for these 8. As for the secrets, there's actually one that's pretty much almost guaranteed, which is going to be the Super Saiyan 3 Dragonfist Goku from movie 13. So that's going to be hype. Other two, I'm not too sure, but that Goku's almost 100% guaranteed. So yeah. Thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.